We are we are facing an impact on this budget of more than $21 million.
The budget axe hasn't officially fallen, but tonight we know what programs at UND are being targeted. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
The $21 million in cuts interim President Ed Schaefer referred to is UND's share of an overall state budget shortfall of $1 billion caused by the sagging energy economy. The proposal includes one-time and permanent cuts.
Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has the details.
We are facing an impact on this budget of more than $21 million.
Initially, it means cutting $12.6 million out of the 2015 through 2017 budget. The new proposed cuts are spread across programs and faculty all over UND. In part, the proposed budget calls for some departments cutting faculty, which may be achieved through retirements. Cuts are also planned for a few administrative positions, and the sign language and music therapy programs would also be cut. Athletics already announced they're cutting the baseball and golf programs.
So definitely we will be evaluating every recommendation and trying to make a final recommendation. But again, this is the start of how we deliver this budget.
And Schaefer says this initial budget does not mean that everything is carved into stone. For instance, he says in a year or two from now, they may find out they have enough money to keep a program they had planned to phase out.
These are the ones that we're suggesting, that we're recommending. We're looking now for the input. We're asking people to give us their thoughts or how they might redirect it or change it. Then final decisions will be made.
Schaefer will listen to comments regarding all this at a public forum from 1 to 3 p.m. Wednesday at UND's Memorial Union. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Once again, we want to reiterate that President Schaefer will be listening to comments regarding the proposed cuts during a public forum. It's Wednesday from 1 to 3 at UND's Memorial Union. If you'd like to look at budget details, we have them for you online. Just go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
A West Fargo man is charged with 3 felonies and 1 misdemeanor after police say he was fighting with them and tried to take an officer's gun. 24-year-old Logan Marks of West Fargo appeared in court today. He was charged with simple assault on a peace officer, disarming or attempting to disarm law enforcement, and preventing arrest. He was also charged with criminal mischief, which he pleaded not guilty to. Fargo police were called to the Holiday Inn on 13th Avenue South yesterday for a man who was causing issues at the hotel. When officers arrived, they say Marks had broken a mirror and was in the bathroom bleeding. Once officers approached him, that's when they say he became combative and attempted to take the officer's gun. He was tased and handcuffed, but police say he then began to resist arrest and kicked an officer. They had to pepper spray him and then take him to the hospital for injuries that are not life-threatening. Police say alcohol was a factor. 1 officer had minor injuries.
We now know the name of the teenager killed over the weekend in Wadena, Minnesota. Here's a picture of 15-year-old Stacy Hundeby. Hundeby was struck and killed by a train Saturday night. When EMS crews arrived, they found that Hundeby and her dog had been hit and killed. Investigators are still looking into the circumstances.
As the weather warms up, more motorcycles than ever before will be out on Minnesota roads. According to the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, there were more than 238,000 registered motorcycles in 2015. That's a record high for the state. Last year, there were 61 motorcycle crash fatalities, and so far this year, there have been at least 5. The DPS Motorcycle Safety Coordinator urges people to take a training course every year with experienced riders. Every department in the metro area says they need more officers. West Fargo is advertising for more on its Facebook page, and right now they sit at 50 police officers. But Chief Mike Wrighton says it's concerning that sometimes his department cannot respond to calls as quickly as he would like.
On some days, we are a little bit short. There are times where calls will wait because of the number of calls that have come into the department.
Fargo currently has 14 vacancies and Moorhead has 3.
As we get ready to say goodbye to another tax season, here's something to keep in mind. Many Americans don't worry about giving Uncle Sam part of their hard-earned cash for their income taxes this year. Money Watch is reporting that an estimated 45.3% of American households, that's roughly 77.5 million, will pay no federal income tax. That's individual income tax. That information comes from the 2015 tax year from the Tax Policy Center, which is a nonpartisan, Washington-based research group. Roughly half pay no federal income tax because they have no taxable income, and the other, roughly half, get enough tax breaks to erase their tax liability. That's according to a senior fellow at the Tax Policy Center. It doesn't, however, mean that the individuals pay no state income tax.
Immigration reform is one of the most heated topics on the campaign trail. President Obama issued an executive action on immigration that would grant a pathway to citizenship for low-risk, undocumented immigrants. Texas challenged his action, and that challenge was heard at the Supreme Court this morning. More than 4 million undocumented immigrants are waiting to find out if they'll get a path to citizenship. This case was added only after the Obama administration requested the highest court hear it before November's elections. There was a small group of conservative congressmen speaking against the president's actions, though their words were drowned out by the chanting of supporters. Inside the court, the justices were closely divided on the subject. The conservative justices questioned the president's authority to even issue an executive action of this magnitude. The court will have a decision in June. In the event of a 4-4 split, Obama's executive action will be blocked.
13th Avenue South in Fargo is one of the busiest stretches of road in the state of North Dakota. With road construction this summer, it's going to be challenging as well. Digital signboards are warning you now of what's to come. We're told it's going to be rebuilt between 38th and 44th Streets. That means the work will stretch from just east of Kohl's and Denny's to West Acres. Some 30,000 vehicles travel 13th Avenue South every day. The $9 million project is aiming to cut down on congestion and crashes by providing 6 lanes for traffic. Now, engineers say 13th will remain open, but there's only going to be 1 lane in each direction. The work isn't scheduled to be completed until the end of October.
Contractors for the North Dakota Department of Transportation are ready to begin the final portion of roadway reconstruction on I-29 north of Fargo. The project runs from just south of the Argusville exit to 2 miles north of the Gardner Exchange. Crews will be working on southbound lanes this summer. Starting today, crews will intermittently reduce traffic to 1 lane in either direction throughout that 10-mile stretch. Depending on the weather, the full project will start the week of April 25th or the first week of May, with all travel carried on the northbound lanes. And the First Avenue North Bridge between downtown Fargo and Moorhead closed today and will remain blocked all summer long. It stretches from the river to 3rd Street North on the Fargo side. In Moorhead, traffic will be detoured to Center Avenue.
Over on Moorhead's south side, a railroad crossing shuts down tomorrow. The crossing at 20th Street and 30th Avenue South will be closed until June 11th for improvements. Village Green Boulevard to the east of the intersection will be closed during construction. All other directions will remain open to traffic. Now, drivers, you're encouraged to find alternate routes.